Yo, I'm feeling a little bamboozled, a little hoodwinked, a little betrayed, like there was some trickery done, like you pulled me in, had me expecting certain stuff to happen, and I mean, yeah, well, I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Welcome back to my channel. We are reviewing Snowfall, Season 1, Episode number 4, Trauma. Honey, and that's exactly what I mean, like trauma and disbelief, like, for real. I'm gonna tell y'all why in a minute. If it's your first time visiting my channel, because you happen to stumble upon me in the recommendations, or you were searching for Snowfall reviews, or someone said go check her crazy ass out, guess what? I want you to be part of my family, and all you have to do is click the subscribe button and be a ray of sunshine, honey. Just shine your light right on through here. If you're already a ray of sunshine, I don't have to tell you. You know what it is, but I do anyway. I love you. I am grateful to and for you. You know that already. So, let's just recap last episode. Talk about what happened last episode so that we're all on the same page. Nobody's missing out on anything. Yeah. Last episode, we saw Teddy and his estranged baby mama and Teddy's kid. Teddy's kid is a toddler. You know, somebody made reference that the kid was autistic when I watched something else, but I didn't catch that. But maybe he is. You know, maybe, just maybe. So he may have some issues. And we also saw that Teddy and Alejandro still do not see eye to eye. There were rockets that needed to be sent over to Nicaragua, and Teddy wanted the serial numbers to be taken off. Alejandro did not, but guess what? Teddy gallivanted off with his estranged baby mama, and Alejandro gallivanted off with them rocket launchers to Nicaragua. Yeah, shame on you, Teddy. Then you got Lucia, Gustavo, and Pedro, who want to kill Enrique. And Enrique is the big security dude. And, you know, pretty much Gustavo's all like, y'all got to do it with me. So that's where we left off with them. But then you got young Franklin. Yeah, young Franklin Stank, who now has been robbed twice. Once outside of Claudia's party, and the second time by Carvel, who was supposed to help him get his money back. You understand me? However, in the process, it was very tumultuous. Carvel raped, sodomized, violated Lenny, the original perpetrator or thief of Franklin's money. And though we did not see the actual act being done, we heard it, and so our own imaginations took us way out in space, and we were all disgusted, wanting to throw up, confused in disbelief, like, what? Where they do that at? Like, well, we know where they do that at. So that brings us here to this episode today. Number 4. I'm sitting here taking a breath because I'm all like, normally I'm all over the place, or I walk you through step by step. And whenever I go step by step, it always fucking just feels disconnected, discombobulated. So I'm going to take you per story if that's all right with you. And before I even start, I'm going to leave Franklin for last to make y'all stay here a little while. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I am so not vested still in Teddy's story, nor am I vested in Gustavo, Pedro, and Lucia's story. I'm not. I want to be there. I want to get into it, but I'm not there. So we're going to start off with Teddy's because his was the least interesting, right? We see Teddy in the Nicaraguan jungle. I always butcher Nicaragua jungle. I was trying to say Nicaraguan jungle. Y'all know where he was. And I'm talking about when I seen him, I was like, oh, he hard. Like, that's, you a city dude. You a city square, like a mine dude, not like a hood dude. And you up in the jungle, honey, where the gorillas be. And I'm not talking about the gorillas like the animal. I'm talking about the gorillas like the soldiers, like the undercover, not undercover, but rogue soldiers. Like, you hard? You done got yourself into the jungle where panthers are, not like the Angeles Forest here in California where there's rangers roaming around to help people that are hurt, or you can make a call. You in the jungle for real. So I was just like, you hard? And when he gets in the jungle and he gets to the place that he needs to be in, guess what? Some young kid comes running out of the bush. I think he fell out a tree, hopped out a tree, he did something, running and screaming in Spanish, intruder, intruder, intruder. Teddy's trying to chase him. Hey kid, wait, intruder, intruder. And of course, that is the alarm you need to hear. Intruder, intruder, intruder. Out comes the guerrilla soldiers, baby. Guns drawn, ready to shoot. Teddy knows at this time I'm thinking only a little bit of Spanish. He's talking about paz, like he comes in peace, takes off his backpack, takes off his gun, and I'm all like, well, that ain't too smart, but whatever. And then commences to say that I am looking for Alejandro. Nigga, you done flew all this way, walked through all that jungle to find motherfucking Alejandro. You was serious about them guns, wasn't you? So when Alejandro comes up, he's all like, dude, how'd you get here? How'd you get here? Why are you here? Teddy's all like, I told you, I did not want the rocket launchers with the U.S. serial numbers on them. Let's scratch them off. Tell your people. How did you find me, Teddy? Well, you better be glad that the Sudanians, is that the right name? Y'all, let's look. Give me a second. The Sandanese, you better be lucky that the Sandanese don't have the satellite that the CIA has, because I found you, pinpointed you right here in the jungle. See? Now, all that shit we be talking a conspiracy theory about how the government is watching, Big Brother is watching. Honey, we know that Big Brother is watching, like in real life through your computers and your smart TVs. Hell, you're probably looking at me through the cell phone. So I'm just saying, don't act like the technology isn't here, because they always talk about spyware and how they see your keystroke and all that shit. So what you think the government got? They got somebody that's doing that, that's making that available to them. Even though it's illegal to be all up in our privacy like that, they still doing it. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm serious about that. I really feel that. Y'all remember Enemy of the State with Will Smith? And that shit is real. How you think Google Earth can see where I live and the cars that are in front of my house right now? Huh? How is that? Right, exactly. It's some serious fucking technology going on. Serious technology going on. I digress. So, they go into the camp. Teddy is sitting down. He's watching the kid, whose name is Popeye, wanting to know his story. And here comes the woman, and she's talking to him in Spanish. And then, talking to him in English. And across walks one of the guerrilla soldiers, and he's cursing him out. Fuck you, motherfucker, you white motherfucker, in Spanish. And suck my dick or whatever. And what? Teddy speaks fluent. You hear me? Fluent Espanol. It says, you like a man to suck your dick? And looks at the woman and says, that's the problem. Well, Alejandro comes up and they, have exchanged some words. I can't really remember what the words were that they exchanged, but they exchanged a few words. And the woman, who we never find out what her name is, the woman says, you and Alejandro don't like each other. You got bad blood. And he's all like, it's nothing personal. She said, but I can tell you don't like him. I can tell you don't like him, and pretty much he don't like you either. You could tell by their body language. And she tells him, well, he wasn't always a bad guy. We've all been through something, and he's all, well, how do you know it? And then busts his eyes out with, I should know that's my husband, or I'm his wife. Whatever it is, they are spouses. Nigga, you've been sitting here talking about her man to her. And honestly, she looked like the head bitch in charge. Like, she looked like she the one running things. Like Alejandro is just following her instructions, and she is running the show. Y'all with me with that? I really feel like she a boss bitch. Like, women is like, we standing up. When I say bitch, I mean in the wonderful, nicest term of endearment. Like, get it, girl power, boss bitch. Like that. So don't be mad because I'm calling somebody a bitch. Who you calling a bitch? Like, yeah, no, don't be mad. This is not UNITY, okay? I'm just saying. We're still talking about Teddy, right? So Teddy gets up from there. Oh, he wants to know the story of Popeye, and the woman tells him that Popeye's parents had died, used to live on a ranch. Now he lives here with us. You know, it's a little vague, not enough information, but you know, she's giving what she knows. The boy comes over, that radio, is that your radio? Does it work? And he's all like, yeah, but I want to save my batteries. I want to say, you know, and I see Teddy like looking at him. I see Teddy like checking him out, questioning him. At first I thought it was like a term of endearment, like, oh, you know, I miss my son, let me see who you are. But forgetting that he is part of the Central Intelligence Agency, you know, that his mind is working all the time when he's talking and dealing with people. And that's probably why he does not trust Alejandro fully, because he is, you know, an agent. They learn to be able to read people. So he said, the little boy, you like baseball? Yeah, they got something in common. Okay, fast forward. Teddy goes into the actual factory of where the coca is being processed into actual cocaine, and is asking questions, is speaking Spanish, and no one is paying him any attention. You know how they do when you go somewhere and they, you know, they're a little biased, a little judgmental, a little slightly racist, looking at you like you think you better than me. They're not finna answer no questions. Who are you? I know who you are. Why would I talk to you? Kind of look. Y'all know the look, y'all. They've been in some place and asking some questions, and they be looking at you like, not to be that way, but you done been in the swap meet and you asking questions and they just staring at you. Okay, it's gotten better since the 90s, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so he gives the woman a $20 bill and opens her mouth. She begins to talk about, you know, how long it takes to get the coca leaf there to be and how long it takes for it to be prepped, and it could go faster if I had one or two more women, etc., etc. In comes Popeye and says, hey, come here, let me let you see this. So as he walks out the door, Popeye says, you're part of the CIA, huh? Huh. He said, how do you know that? He said, oh yeah, we know things. I ain't thinking shit of it, okay? They sit down and they start talking about baseball. Popeye starts showing baseball cards, says in his city or in his town, in his city, baseball is really huge. You know, then Teddy's like, where are you from, etc., etc. Small talk. Popeye runs off. Well, when Popeye runs off, Teddy rummages through his shit and he finds what? A transmitter. He finds a transmitter. It seems that Teddy had been watching him the entire time, not really sure about him, not sure about his story, but wasn't sure. The town that he came from, the fact that he jumped out of a tree, and that he knew he was a CIA agent, had Teddy on full alert, and Teddy was right. The boy was transmitting the location of the camp to the Sudanese. He had been putting the battery in incorrectly. Had little Popeye been putting that battery in right, that whole little camp would have been blown to bits. Okay? So of course when Teddy finds out, he lets Alejandro's wife, because I don't know what her name is, know. And he's all like, well, he doesn't need to die. He's just a kid. Now, you know, Teddy is having a little remorse because, listen, these ain't no punks like Franklin. They serious about this. They're all like, no, we can't. They go talk to him. You hear him pleading. Then you see, and then they snap away, and you see Teddy and Alejandro packing up to go. Alejandro says, I'll be back in 10 minutes for you. And the gun goes off. Little Popeye is dead. They're not playing games. And she's, Alejandro had said, what, did you think we were going to keep him, or was it the wife? I don't know. But whoever it was, it would have been worse. She's right. If we had let little Popeye go, we all would be dead. He would have marched them right into this camp. Yes, all those helicopters we were hearing would have blew us up to motherfucking smithereens. We're not playing no games. This is not Monopoly. Honey, we mean business. You fuck around, you be a spy, you try to kill us because we almost all died. You died too. Or no. Okay. So now let's talk about Lucia Gustavo and Pedro. When the scene opens up, they're actually who we see first. We see Gustavo opening up the trunk. And if you look at Gustavo, you see he's got like blood on his face. You see Lucia, she seems to be a little battered. She looks a little swollen in the face and she has blood. And then you see Pedro in the back with his bitch ass looking all cell shocked and confused and shit. Like, I don't like Pedro at all. But inside the trunk is Enrique's ass. They actually killed him. Finished the job, completed the job, went in there and killed Enrique. Had him in a body bag inside of Pedro's trunk. Well, the next scene we see Lucia and Pedro talking about what was going on. But Lucia's looking at Pedro, you know, a little tear caught in head lightish. Like, you know, I'm all like, oh, she's cracking too. And I'm looking at him going, he's a punk. This is some bullshit. And she's combing her hair after washing. And then out comes a piece of chunk of something. I'm like, is that like a piece of her skull? The tissue from her brain? I mean, you know, her skull, I guess not her brain. You have to crack the skull to get in the brain. But you know what I'm talking about. Is that from Enrique? Honey, I had to stop it and rewind it and pause it and look to try to figure what the fuck that was. And I still don't know what it is. So fam, if you know what it is, get your girl straight. Let me know what the fuck was that she pulled out of her hair. Explain that to me. Can you please? Okay. You see Pedro doing sugar boogers, sniffing the cocaine, the product that he should be selling, right? That he's going to sell. You see Lucia come into the kitchen with a candy bar and a comic book, and Pedro's bitching about it got caramel in it and it gets in his teeth. Shut your bitch ass up, please. Like, I hate him. Like, I don't like him. He seems really scary and like the kind of nigga that's gonna fuck some shit up. And Gustavo still has a gash on his back, and Lucia is going to patch him up. She's going to stitch him up, looks like with a regular needle and thread. She goes into the skin, it hurts like hell. You know, he ain't drank nothing. So then she pours some cocaine onto his back. And he's all like, what are you doing? She's like, cocaine is a natural anesthetic. And it's going to make it not hurt. So she pours the cocaine into the wound. And that is an open wound, a direct line to his bloodstream. And instantly Gustavo is feeling the effects of the cocaine. And he starts to relax, and, you know, his body gets high. And she stitches him up. I believe, this is a little all over the place, I'm not really sure. But I believe the next time we see them, because we know that eventually Lucia and Gustavo are going to fuck. The next thing we see is Pedro sleep like he was at the motherfucking wheel at Enrique's house. He's asleep, and Gustavo is laying down resting. Lucia comes in to lay next to him and have a conversation with him. And let me say this. They are waiting it out until nightfall, like midnight, so they can go get rid of the body. But not before then. So, she lays down and she talks to Gustavo, asking had he ever seen anyone killed before Max or Enrique. He says yes. He asked the same question to her, and she says no. I just want you to know that, like I said, I really was invested in the story, so y'all forgive me and fill me in, fill in the right spaces where I'm fucking up, because I'm all like, even though I have my notes in front of me, like, my notes go, like, you know, in order, right? So, whatever. So, while they're there, Pedro gets a phone call, and it is his papi. It's not a phone call, but a page. This is the 80s. He gets a page, a 911 page from Ramiro, Pedro's dad, Lucia's uncle. So she's all like, you have to go, you have to go. Gustavo's all like, fuck no. You know, Pedro's like, give me your llaves, your keys, give me your llaves. I'm taking your truck. I can't take mine because I got a body in the truck. I got all that shit in my truck. I can't take my car. He's freaking the fuck out. You know, Pedro really is a bitch ass nigga. Like, total bitch ass. Total bitch assness. I wouldn't want him on my team. He's the one that you would have to probably kill first. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you do the dirt by yourself, honey. But you be needing a team for shit like cocaine and drug hustling. You gotta have people you trust, and that's her primero. So she thought that maybe they could be trusted, but I don't trust him at all. So they argue back and forth, and Lucia looks at Gustavo and says he must go, or Ramiro is going to get suspicious and then we'll be in trouble. So she asks, let me talk to him for a moment, alone by myself, Gustavo. So they talk. Now, we never knew what actually went down in the house with Enrique. They didn't show us that, but I like that they still put it in and gave us the story. Lucia's like, you froze, motherfucker. You froze. Gustavo was knocked out on the ground by Enrique. Enrique was standing over me, choking me to death. You were behind him, shell-shocked, frozen with a knife in your hand, not moving with your scary motherfucking ass. Like, what the fuck? And you know, Pedro's at first trying to deny it, and Lucia looks at him in the eyes and says, you know it and I know it. If Gustavo hadn't woke up, I would be dead. Now, I told y'all I like Lucia. She seemed scatterbrained to Pedro, but it was really Pedro. You know, even though she did have a moment when she was like, my hands are dirty, like she had blood, like this was a motherfucking scene from Macbeth, and she was Lady Macbeth or some shit. The blood, I can't get the blood out of my hands. Y'all know anything about that? See, y'all didn't know I really am intelligent, like well versed in some shit. So, yeah, in that whole scene, that's what it seemed like, but really, it's Pedro. Pedro's motherfucking ass couldn't pull the trigger per se. He was gun shy per se, even though he had a knife. And so Lucia puts her foot down and gives him instructions and tell him, go home, put on your regular clothes, hold your head up when you're talking to your dad so that he is not suspecting of anything. He is none the wiser. Make sure that you speak regular so that he doesn't catch on. You know, and then tell the nigga, repeat what I said so that you can do it with your shell-shocked, dumbass, frozen in space self. Like, I like Lucia. So Pedro goes off and does whatever. Lucia's sitting in the church. Looks like she's burning a wooden replica of Jesus on the cross, and has a flashback moment of a young girl saying, Lucia, stay here under the bed, do not come out, stay in here in the room under the bed, do not come out. In the background you hear some arguing, some fighting in Spanish or whatever, and then the little girl turns around, she stands up, and the guy walks in, shoots her, and kills her. I think that might have been Lucia's sister. So she's seen death straight on, firsthand herself. And so the shell shock she probably had was just remembering seeing her family member die in front of her eyes. You know what I'm saying? So in walks Gustavo and says, you need some rest. And she's all like, don't forget, I'm the boss. You telling the boss what to do, and kind of laughs. And says, you know, that relationship is over. I just saw you crush somebody's skull with your bare hands. Gustavo is a beast. You hear me? That big old looking essay took his big ass bare hands and squeezed the shit out of Enrique's head and killed him. Oh yeah, she's in love. He can take care of her, and he will allow her to run the show. She goes and sits next to him, and I'm all like, look how she looking at him. But she goes only to give him a hug and says everything is going to be okay, rocks everything is going to be okay, and he repeats everything is going to be okay. Here comes Pedro walking in like he's the big man in charge. Just a few minutes ago, nigga, you was afraid, right? You was scared, didn't know what to do, thought you was going to die any moment, that your dad was going to take your life. But now you coming in, Mr. Big Man, since you got on your slacks and your button-down shirt with your chain hanging out. You the man? You the man? You feeling like the man when you walk through? Sit your ass down. Sit your narrow behind down, as my grandmama would say. And Lucia says, what happens? Like, she's not startled because she feels like she hasn't done anything wrong. Lucia's like, what happened? Tell me what happened. And it looks like the plan worked. The plan worked. Evidently, what was the other dude's name? Yeah, can't think of what his name is right now. But the other security guard went to Enrique's house and found it empty. And it looked as if Enrique had taken his stuff, taken the money, and had ran off and not had been killed. Because I failed to mention that they did clean the whole house up. You know, no traces of them, no blood, no nothing, and made it look like Enrique, had ran off. And the guy, why can't I think of his name? For the life of me, why can't I think of his name? Came 3 hours after they had left. And the guy who came was the gay guy. Y'all. So, like, here's the story that I've been invested in. Here's the one that we've been waiting to see what happens to young Franklin after Carvel was dirty, you know, raped the dude, and then took the $32K. Yes, let's clear that up. 16 plus 16 is 32. My bad, I said 16K, but I knew it was 32K. It was just the excitement of all that bullshit that I just couldn't believe that happened last episode. Okay, y'all forgive me or not? Sure you do. You love me. We family. So yeah, Franklin. Let's let Franklin. Yeah, you see my face? Like, I gave Franklin way too much credit. Thought he had some, you know, common sense at least. But we saw last episode, he ain't got a lick of common sense. He ain't got a lick of street smarts. He done got beat up and then got taken by his money, taking his money again from a nigga that rapes other niggas, like sodomizes, like, yeah, like, lets niggas spit blood in their face and stuff. Like, who do that and where they do it at? Not in the hood, okay? Not in the hood. And y'all know I live in the hood because last time the dog was barking all through the video. Not to mention, you sometimes hear the ghetto bird. So, you know, I mean, I live in the hood. Like, I'm really, really from the hood, though. Like, really, really, really from the hood, though, y'all. Okay, whatever. I digress. The scene opens up for Franklin, and he is having target practice in, looks like a water duck or somewhere like that, with 3 toys set up, and the motherfucker can't hit not a one, not a nary of a toy. I mean, he's holding it straight, he's holding it sideways, he's holding it with 2 hands, and he is just not getting it, okay? Not making the cut, making the grade, and I'm all looking at him like, well, how in the fuck you gonna plan on killing Carvel? Because you're gonna have to shoot it. Now, I know it's a bigger target, but you gotta think that the target is moving. You're gonna need to get it together. Up walks Lenny, talking about, man, why you down here? It stank. It smelled like my cousin mattress. I guess his cousin pees in the bed, you know, or his funky one. Let me shoot it. Let me get a shot at it, you know. And Franklin's like, no, man, no. So here goes a little tussle for the gun. You trying to get it, I'm trying to get it. Like, where the fuck they do that at, too? That's a loaded-ass gun. Leon. Did I call him Lenny last time? Y'all, I'm sorry. Leon, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you the dude that been to juvie hall. You the one supposed to be with the street cred. So you the one know that the gun is loaded and there is a bullet in the chamber. I was thinking one of them was finna get shot in the foot or in the ass or something. I really was. Like, and I was like, this is shenanigans. Like, you guys are old enough to know not to be tussling with a gun that's loaded. Anyway, so Leon tells Franklin, I found Carvel. I know where he is. Are you ready? So we see Leon and Franklin go back to that same place where they found Carvel. In the alleyway is a brand new 1980 something, 82, 83 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, okay? Gold with rims on it, honey, is fly. Looks like it got nice interior in it. Brand new off the lot. Like, he took that $32K and went and got him a car. He wasn't trying to stretch that shit. And Leon had said the word around town is that he had been spending some money. So, they walk through the backyard. There's no one there, right? But I'm sorry, let me back up. Before they walk in the backyard, Leon says to Franklin, "Are you ready to kill him?" That is the opportune question, the question at hand. Franklin, are you ready to handle your business? Pretty much, because nigga, you is a pussy. You couldn't handle the business last time, even if it was thrown to you in two hands. Are you ready? Because if you not, Carvel is going to rape us too. You know, Leon ain't stupid, but he's stupid. But he ain't stupid. Like, nigga, you got to be ready for this. If you ain't ready, then, you know, we need to turn around or you need to give me the gun. So they go and they walk into the house. You know, you don't see any, there's no movement, no nothing. And then they go into this back room, and there's Carvel asleep with the bitch across his lap. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to just stop right here. This that shit that make me sick to my stomach. See, last episode, we saw Carvel busting Lenny's booty. Like, giving it to him, sodomizing him. I keep saying sodomize because I need y'all to have that really in your mind, like sodomy, like Sodom and Gomorrah, like for real, turn around, look back, and you turn into salt, like for real, blasphemous, sodomy, rape. Like, I just want you to have that thought in your mind. That's why I keep saying it. But he sodomized Lenny, and then now you're in a scene, and there's a girl across your lap. See, these are the kind of niggas that I don't like. Live your life according to how you want to live it, but live your fucking truth. Don't be on the down low hiding and shit, spreading shit around. Make your truth be known. If you like to fuck niggas in the ass, then fuck niggas in the ass. But don't go fucking niggas in the ass and then go fucking bitches in their vagina and having them suck on your dick and shit, giving you fellatio and shit, and you ain't being honest about what your secret activities are. See, this is in the 80s when AIDS was just, well, AIDS is rampant now, but when nobody really knew a lot about it and people were dying from it left and right. This shit is ridiculous. See, that's how come y'all better make sure you have your own condoms in your bag. Put your own, ladies, put your own condoms in your bag. Fellas, get you some condoms too, because these bitches is walking around with the nasty woman's disease just like y'all. Y'all seen Usher, right? Like, listen. If you don't protect yourself, if you ain't concerned about your health, nobody else will. Okay, that concludes this PSA from Talisa Rae. So, Carvel pushes the bitch up off of him and gets up out the seat. Franklin, you know, guy has the gun in his hand, like he finna do some shit, like he finna, you know, I'm excited, like, oh yeah, it's on, like, woo, yeah. You know, I'm thinking that we finna see him handle his business. We get cheated. Carvel fucking passes out, lays out on the ground. I guess the nigga was high. I suppose that's the only thing I could think of, because they were both laid up in there, couldn't hear nobody, like they had been partying, and if the nigga was high, I guess the nigga was high. Okay? So, they put Carvel's body in the trunk. Leon and Franklin goes up to Avi's house. Franklin and Leon are talking to Avi, telling Avi, hey, they stole the money, but here's the car. It's the same, it's worth the same as the money the drugs that I got, or the money that I owe you. Now remember, $32K is what was taken. The drugs, and this is equivalent. Take it. Avi's all like, what the fuck you want me to do with that? I want my money. Nigga, run me my money. I gave you a product. I want my money back. And why in the fuck are you bringing number one, Leon, with you? And he running his mouth talking about we thought you was a businessman. Shut the fuck up, Leon. Be quiet. You don't have this relationship with Ivy. And number two, you bringing me your enemies. You bring me a car with your enemy in it. I want my motherfucking money, nigga. That's exactly how I interpreted that scene. So he says, oh, before you go, here's a shovel. My spot is the Mojave Desert. Take him to the Mojave Desert. Dig deep and bury him. You don't want the coyotes to find him and eat him up. You know, most people would think, well, yeah, you want the coyotes to, you know, snatch him up. Well, you got to remember, coyotes are considered wildlife. If they get picked up or tagged or something, or pieces of the finger or some shit, that, you know, then it becomes suspicious. You understand what I'm saying? Then people start looking into shit. And then they got to cut open the dogs or the coyotes, the coyote part of the dog family. You understand what I'm saying? It becomes a whole lot of mess. So dig deep in the Mojave Desert and put his motherfucking ass in the hole, cover it up, and haul tail on back and run me my motherfucking money. Run me my money. Yeah, that's what he was saying. So they're driving. Leon's all like, why the fuck are we still driving? You know, Franklin's all, we not far enough in. And Leon's all like, well, fuck, we in the desert. How much further do we need to go? Nigga, I tell you, I thought he was smart. I really did. And now I'm realizing he is not as bright. I gave him too much credit. I'm really hoping that he will redeem himself in the episodes to come. But right now, the nigga's a buster. You can see he's terrified. He's afraid, all in his face. Y'all would think that I was like really with the business or something, the way I talk. But for real, everybody knows that you need to get where you're going, dig the hole, and get the fuck up out of there. I don't know how much further into the valley he needed to go, but he was so far up in there driving in Carvel's 1982-83 gold Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Now listen, all of a sudden they hear bang, 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 bang. Hey, what's going on? Let me out of here. Is this my own motherfucking trunk? Yes, Carvel was not dead. He had just passed out. Now, I just want to know, who the fuck don't check to make sure the nigga ain't breathing no more? Who, what hood nigga you know? Don't make sure that they not dead. I ain't even gonna say hood nigga. What person you know who is in the middle of some shit, even if, excuse me, even if it's an attacker, right? Somebody comes towards me and is attacking me and they fall out. Don't you think I'm gonna check to see if he's still breathing? But before I do that, don't you think I'm gonna stomp the shit out of his motherfucking neck and face? Oh yeah, because I don't want him getting up while I'm down here checking his pulse and shit. You understand me? So I just wanted to know, like one of the subscribers said, Franklin is green as fuck. Greener than a motherfucker, lime green, neon green, kiwi green, forest green. The nigga is green. Green, you hear me? What colors make green in the rainbow? I'm not sure. Yellow and blue? Yellow and blue make green? Yeah, he's green. Yeah. Anyway, so now they're going through a stop because there's some type of construction or something happening ahead. So Leon looks at Franklin and is like, turn the music up. Turn the music up. And all in the back, you got motherfucking Carvel yelling and shit like a, you know, hi, let me out, you know. And the music is loud, and the white dude with the stop sign, the slow stop sign thing, you know, when you come up on construction is looking, and Leon starts singing. Then they get to go on through. Well, they go on through, and all of a sudden, it's quiet. He said, man, you think he passed out again? You think he passed out again? Well, if he had passed out, y'all motherfuckers surely should have been pulling over to make sure to kill him now before he wakes back up. But guess what? He had not passed the fuck out. He had found the jack. Is it the jack? Whatever the hook thing is. He found it in the car and was breaking through the back seat. He was coming for them. Who the fuck is in my car? Who in the fuck got me in my trunk? I'm about to kill you. So Leon thinks fast. Give me the gun. Give me the gun. Gets the gun from Franklin. Just starts shooting all willy-nilly in the back of the trunk or in the back seat. Bam, bam, pop, pop, pop. Like, nigga, really? really, because he wasn't out, so Franklin wasn't driving all over the place where you couldn't have some kind of an aim to shoot the trunk up, the back seat up, okay? Like, not all sporadic. I understand adrenaline's going, and I understand that you scared, and there's a big rush going on, but come on now. Come on now. Y'all, come on. Atari was out. Y'all was playing shooting games with Atari. Come on now. I'm still talking. So, all of a sudden, Carvel hops out of the back of the seat. Okay? Carvel hops out, grabs these two little niggas by the head and yanking them and shit. And, I said that already. So Franklin pulls over. When he pulls over, they hop out the car. Leon's got the gun pointed at the trunk, which Carvel hops out of like motherfucking Incredible Hulk or some shit. He gets out, and as he runs away, Leon's shooting. Pow, 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 pow. He falls down into a ditch. And they look at each other. Well, they go find him. They go look for him following his blood. When they catch up with him, he's sitting on the side. He's sitting there panting hard. And Franklin takes the gun from Leon. Franklin takes the gun, points it at Carvel. Carvel begins to cry like a little bitch, pleading for his life. Please, please, no, please. Tears coming down his face. Are you fucking kidding me? Nigga who was just like the hardest nigga on the yard the last episode. Now you a little pussy, punk ass, bitch ass nigga, fuck boy ass nigga. Like, what? Yeah, but what's worse is I was robbed because Franklin's bitch ass couldn't pull the motherfucking trigger. He had to give the gun to Leon for Leon to actually do the work. Leon shoots Franklin dead smack in the head, not once but twice. Carvel is dead. Now, we don't see him bury him or anything, but at this point, we know now that Leon is the muscle and Franklin is quote unquote the brains. Nigga, you got to show your worth in this business. You can't be scared. Leon's motherfucking ass will turn on you in a heartbeat. Then what you gonna do? Then what? When he come after you with your money? Like, was y'all feeling some kind of way about that? I really needed Franklin to handle his own business. Like, I really needed Franklin to boss the fuck up and kill him. Like, am I the only one? Am I being too aggressive, too hood? Like, was I supposed to have a little more sympathy, be more empathetic for Franklin's weak ass, sorry bitch ass? Y'all tell me. What do you think? So now that Carvel is dead, right? We don't see him bury him and all that shit. Now that Carvel is dead, Franklin and Leon take the 1982, 83, 84 gold Cadillac Coupe de Ville on rims to a chop shop for some money. The guy offers $23K. That's $23,000. Franklin's like, cool. Leon's all like, let me holler at my partner. And he was like, now, 23 is not the same as 36. Like, if we do the math, we know that's a $9,000 deficit. If we do the math, 32 subtracted by 23 is 9. Where's the 9,000? And that's exactly what Leon is doing. The math doesn't add up. Franklin says, oh, I got some more I could give. He comes in with the little Honda motorbike, and the guy offers him another $800. You know, Franklin shakes his head, and he's like, fuck it. Takes the 23.8, right? $23,800, so that everybody knows that I got the number right. That's $23,800 that Franklin says okay to. They get out. Leon's all like, okay, what's up? What we finna do? He said, oh, we're gonna have to re-up, right? That's what he says out his mouth, re-up. If y'all don't believe me, go back and listen. Franklin says we need to re-up. They go their separate ways. And here I'm thinking to myself, fuck, Franklin, you ain't learned your lesson about being by yourself, about walking and having money on you like this. You ain't learned your lesson, you square ass fuck. Like, you ain't learned your lesson. You ain't really with the business that you really probably need Leon by you all the time, because evidently he's going to put in the work. Like, I was feeling some kind of way. So they separate and go separate ways. Well, I'm thinking it's coming to an end, but we see Franklin at Avi's house. Franklin gives Avi the 23.8. Now, like I said, we know math. So 32,000, 23.8, that leaves $8,200 out on the table. We know that Franklin would have needed to make a profit. That nigga was making a huge ass profit. He was making a huge ass profit for 1982-83, okay? So he gives him the bag, right? He gives him the bag. Avi yells to his henchmen or his people, hey, bring the young cat. I knew he was going to come through. Bring him out 3 more keys. Franklin, straight face, says, yeah, nah. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm good. Nah, I don't need it. I'm out. I don't want to do it no more. Avi says, oh, you lasted longer than I thought you would. And then motherfucking Franklin walks out the gate and walks into the moonlight. Like, what the fuck? Like, really? And then, like, really? Like, I'm all like, so you wasn't about that life. Thought you had a hustling spirit. I gave you a little credit. I'm still sitting here trying to figure out the rise of crack in Los Angeles. And if he's finishing, if this is it, so you telling me somebody else finna come through? Nah, that can't be. We're gonna have to come back, right? We're gonna come back full circle, 360 degrees. At 360 degrees, that means right back to the same space in the upcoming episodes, right? That's got to be what it is. Because you can't just quit and that be it. He gonna have to figure out something. We're gonna have to see him have to make some money somehow. Like, what y'all think? How do you feel about that episode? Let your girl know, because I'm feeling cheated. I'm feeling cheated because why? I wanted to see them kill Enrique, okay? I didn't want to just have to use my imagination. I actually wanted to see the tussle. I wanted to see Enrique over her head. You know, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, if you gonna give it to me and you gonna compete with Power and Empire and you want to pull us in, my nigga, pull me in. Show me the graphics. Show me Pedro pissing his pants. Like, because that's probably what the fuck he was doing. Show it to me. Show me when motherfucking Enrique knocked Pedro out. Give me something. Show me in the jungle. Oh, wasn't much you could show me in the jungle. They did pretty good. I didn't want to see no kids getting killed off screen. That was fine. I was a little taken aback by it. So that little segment is fine. But when it comes to Franklin, listen, John and the other director, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to need y'all to have him boss the fuck up. Like, I need to be tweeting live while this is going on so y'all can hear me say, I need Franklin to boss the fuck up. I'm so disappointed because I wanted Franklin to grow some fucking cojones, some balls, and shoot that nigga, pistol whip him, get all crazy, on fucking Carvel. But no, you was a pussy. You got him being a pussy. Even though we know in real life, we got a lot of hustlers, big time drug dealers that are pussies, but they have to eventually pull their weight and show who they are, or their crew is going to take over. What do y'all think about that? Am I going too far? Did I want to see too much? Yeah. Am I showing that I'm really from the hood though? Like, judge me, don't judge me. Y'all know I give 0 flying fucks. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Snowfall, Season 1, Episode number 4, Trauma. You know we are family, so I want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and comment. Tell your friends about it. Share it with them and tell them to comment, like, and come and subscribe to be a ray of sunshine. You know I love you for real. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I will see you on the next video.